In astrology, the Black Moon Lilith, or more commonly referred as just Lilith when you're researching about this placement, is the part of us that we feel most ashamed for. And it's not only the thing that we feel most ashamed of, but it's also something that holds our most unlimited power, because Lilith not only represents the part of us that we're ashamed of, but it's also the positive traits of us that we feel ashamed of. So in this video, I'm covering everything that you need to know about having your Black Moon Lilith in the sign of Taurus in your birth chart. Hello and welcome back to the Be the Hero channel. My name is Isabelle and I help you understand who you are using personality typing and astrology, because I was the kind of person who constantly felt lost and confused in life because I didn't understand myself, nor did I know my desires. Then I discovered my birth chart, Enneagram, Myers-Briggs, and so much more. And for the first time in my life, who I was made sense. So now I'm here to teach you about these things too, so that you can understand yourself as well and enjoy the process. Now, before I dive into what it means to have your Lilith in the sign of Taurus, hit the link in the description below to get your very own My Horoscope Made Me Do It hoodie. If you love astrology, you need one of these hoodies, so grab yours now in the link in the description below. In this video, I'm covering what it means to have your Black Moon Lilith in Taurus. Now, before I dive into that specific aspect, let's cover what Lilith is, because hearing the phrase Black Moon Lilith and then Lilith can be confusing. I know personally that when I started researching about my Lilith, I was so confused because people kept saying Black Moon Lilith and then just Lilith. And I didn't know if there was a difference. I didn't know which one I was looking for. So in conclusion, to cut to the point, if you are researching that you found in your chart something called your Lilith and it's in Taurus, you are likely looking for Black Moon Lilith, which is a very popular aspect in our charts. So what does Black Moon Lilith, or as I'm going to call it shortly in this video, just Lilith, represent in our birth chart? Lilith is, to back up a little and explain the story behind Lilith, will help you understand what the Black Moon Lilith represents in our birth chart. So Lilith was the first wife of Adam on earth, and she was dark, mysterious, powerful, had strong traits that were very valuable, but it was not valued in the world for Adam. She was too controlling, too powerful, and not submissive enough in conclusion. So they banished Lilith from earth and replaced her with Eve. So Lilith can represent this part of us that is, in astrology, very powerful. It shows our greatest strengths and talents, and yet we feel ashamed for them because they are what led us to being abandoned, banished, or could lead to us being abandoned. So in our birth chart, whatever sign your Lilith is in, is the traits that you're going to feel the most shame for. Anytime that you embrace them, you're going to feel this sense that I shouldn't do this is wrong, and huge sense of guilt. So when you see people who have these strong traits of whatever sign it's in, you're going to feel a sense of frustration because you want to embrace those in yourself. So not only is the Black Moon Lilith something that we feel ashamed of, but it's something we need to embrace because Lilith holds our power. And so by embracing our Lilith and finding healthy ways to incorporate it, we embrace a further level of power in ourselves that we've never known before. We empower our self-confidence and we eliminate senses of shame and unworthiness. So what does it mean to have Black Moon Lilith in the sign of Taurus? Taurus is the second sign of the zodiac, and it comes after Aries. Aries, as the initiator, is bold and brave. They just throw themselves at everything. Taurus is where we go, okay, I've thrown myself into enough walls. I probably need to slow down a little. Taurus is the archetype of comfort, security, stability, and of comfort. So they just love comforts and the five senses. As an earth sign, Taurus is very connected to the five senses. And so what we learn in the archetype of Taurus is to enjoy material comfort and just to stop and smell the roses, enjoy listening to music. We appreciate the arts. So Taurus is this side of us that has learned to slow down, move at a steady pace, and do everything for the sake of attaining material comfort. People who have strong Taurus traits are incredibly stubborn in a very positive sense. They can overcome any hurdles by moving at a steady pace. And they also are really connected to material comforts. They love their luxuries. They enjoy indulging in good food. So when we have Lilith in the sign of Taurus, we become guilty or ashamed of embracing these traits. It is very likely that in childhood, if you are a Lilith in Taurus, you were probably someone who just enjoyed comfort, liked to sleep in, have lazy days, or even just love to move at a steady pace. You might have in schoolwork moved very steadily and what was maybe even considered slow or too slow. And because you moved at this pace, because you had a gift for steadiness, stability, and enjoying the finer things of life, you at some point felt ashamed for these things, like a parent or a peer or society told you you should not be like that. And so now, as an adult or as someone who has grown further, you can be someone who struggles to allow themselves to enjoy material comforts. Now, this can also play out as you feeling like you're not allowed to want stability in any way. Taurus is all about creating a steady pace of life and creating and cultivating luxuries in that steady routine. So people with a Lilith in Taurus can feel that they are not supposed to want steadiness. They are not supposed to want stability. They're not supposed to want the finer things in life. And so anytime that they try to embrace them, whether that's through just managing their finances or buying a new cozy hoodie or allowing themselves to enjoy a luxury meal, they find it hard to do so because anytime they do so, they immediately feel a trigger in their brain that this is going to lead to me being abandoned. Again, Lilith biblically represents someone who was ditched and abandoned from or thrown out of somewhere because of her strong traits. And so in our chart, we feel that if we embrace these Taurus traits, that we are going to be thrown out of the world or abandoned. So what ends up happening when we don't embrace our Lilith in a positive sense and allow ourselves to be empowered by this strong power, we end up embracing it in negative ways. We embrace the dark sides of it because Lilith demands that its energy be channeled. So what can happen for Lilith and Taurus is they crave a level of security, stability, and indulgence. But every time that they allow themselves to indulge and enjoy the finer things of life, they feel immediately guilty. So first and foremost, these people can struggle a lot with allowing themselves to receive care and to nurture themselves. Self-care can be a really hard thing for them to embrace. And then what happens is because they don't embrace that, because they don't allow themselves this indulgence, they can swing to extremes, going from hoarding their possessions to telling themselves, I need nothing, to, let me all of a sudden acquire things in obsessive amounts. Taurus in general, when we have an aspect in Taurus, it can be embraced in positive and negative senses. In the positive, we enjoy the finer things of life, connect to the five senses, stop and smell the roses, hear the birds sing, and throw money on things that bring us enjoyment in life in a healthy dose. But in the negative, Taurus energy can become hoarders or overly stubborn or doing things for the sake of financial security to the point of where they don't control their spending and then feel immense guilt for how much they spend. To put it shortly, Taurus traits in the negative can become too focused on the material instead of connecting with just enjoyment of life that can come through being aware of your senses rather than trying to constantly receive or attain more. So Lilith and Taurus, what can end up happening for you if you don't embrace your Lilith and are not allowing yourself to feel it fully because you feel shame attached to being a Lilith and Taurus, is you end up hoarding the things you own, holding on to things very tightly, and being hypercritical of how you manage your money and how much you spend because you know that you want to feel a sense of stability and you want to enjoy things. And so you do so from a space of scarcity, thinking that there's not enough resources in the world and that you shouldn't even be enjoying resources or paying attention to them in general. So you do so in a very backroads way, as I call it, where you skirt around the subject and be like, oh, I'm not trying to fulfill that at all, when secretly I am, and I'm managing every single penny I spend to make sure that I feel a sense that I'm in control over my possessions. So you're probably thinking at this point, watching this video, that yes, this resonates. I have a Black Moon in Taurus, and I feel that sense that I'm not allowed to indulge, and I'm hypercritical of how I spend money, swinging from spending nothing to spending everything and feeling guilt. So what do I do now? Again, your Lilith is not just your shame, but it's also your place of power. And when incorporated correctly, in a healthy way, we unlock this realm of power within us that makes us feel more abundant and helps us feel healed. So how can a Black Moon Lilith in Taurus embrace their Lilith in the healthy sense? At the best, when we embrace Taurus traits, we allow ourselves to enjoy material comforts and abundance in the most simple ways possible. So if you're someone with a Black Moon Lilith, again, you feel guilty for any time you indulge. And know that self-care in and of itself, is an indulgence, because we are nurturing ourselves. So the most important thing a Lilith in Taurus can do to connect with their Lilith in the healthiest way is to start taking care of themselves through the 5 senses. This could be buying a new luxurious clothes that make you feel comfortable when you spend a night in. It could be cooking yourself a homemade meal. Taurus is a lot about food because they are connected to the senses, and so they want to enjoy their food. So cooking yourself a homemade meal as a Lilith in Taurus and really spending time on what you're doing, not rushing the process and enjoying it all, is very important for Lilith in Taurus. You could also just physically nurture your body. This is the stereotypical self-care in a way, where you take the bubble baths, enjoy a fine glass of wine at home, spend a night in, get good hours of sleep. These kind of things are really important for a Lilith in Taurus to practice, because they feel that they are stupid, worthless, or are going to lead to them to being seen as weak and then therefore being abandoned. Money is also a huge factor in Lilith in Taurus. So not necessarily telling you to go spend your money impulsively. It could be, if that's what you feel you need to do on your journey, but more likely you just need to practice a abundance mindset. Oftentimes, you can find yourself as a Lilith in Taurus feeling guilt anytime you spend on yourself, whether it's a night out with friends, buying drinks, or even just, oops, I messed up, I forgot to pay this fee, and now it's a little higher than before. I'm stupid. Allow yourself to embrace the fact that deep down, money is abundant, which is a very hard thing to do. Everyone struggles with a money mindset, but Lilith and Taurus will especially so. So practice anytime you're spending money to remind yourself, more is coming my way. Don't worry about you're feeling a sense of scarcity. Practicing cultivating a sense of abundance within yourself is going to be very important for your growth. And again, this is why spending money can help a Lilith and Taurus feel more abundant, because oftentimes it's hard to remove that scarcity mindset until we start doing the things we would do if we were truly money abundant. So Lilith and Taurus, what are those dumb, silly things that you've told yourself you can't buy because they're irresponsible? Whether it's just getting yourself an ice cream, or if it's buying yourself that couch that you've really wanted, whatever it is that's been calling to you that would make you feel like life is more enjoyable and luxurious, spend on those things in moderation. Again, Taurus is stable. They're not an impulse spender. They want to be stable and steady in everything they do. So cultivate this routine of allowing yourself to be treated with luxury and spending on the things that matter most to you. If this video helped you understand what it means to have your Lilith in the sign of Taurus, let me know in the comments below, and let me know what else you are struggling with as a Lilith and Taurus. Maybe I can offer you a piece of advice. And one quick note on Lilith and Taurus is that your behavior is going to change on where you see this behavior. based off of the house it's in. So I will be doing a series shortly on Lilith through the houses, but that will show where this guilt around spending and indulgence shows up for you the most. So look into the house that your Lilith and Taurus is in as well. Leave a comment below on what house your Lilith and Taurus is in, and I will tell you a little bit about what that means. While you're down there leaving that comment, grab the free birth chart workbook in the link in the description below so you can understand your soul's unique energetic imprint and learn to apply the information of your astrology rather than doing what I did when I got into astrology, where I took in all the information about every single planet and point in my chart and did absolutely nothing with it. The birth chart workbook takes less than 15 minutes to do. It's free and it helps you understand how to use the basics of your chart and live in alignment with them using journal prompts. That's the free birth chart workbook in the link in the description below. While you're down there, if you like workbooks and courses, if you are interested in astrology or maybe chakras or self-development or mindfulness in general, you need to get the Making Mindfulness Fun bundle, where we have all 30 of our workbooks and courses available now for only $30. This is every single workbook and course we have ever created on self-development, on astrology, and I'm continuing to add content to it. I have 2 new astrology workbooks, one on moon sign self-care, one on understanding all the houses and the archetypes that are going to be released only in this bundle. So get the Making Mindfulness Fun bundle now in the link in the description below to get a lifetime's worth of self-development workbooks and courses and get first access to my new workbooks that I'm about to release. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it, and I sincerely hope that I remembered to speak slow enough, because I have a tendency as a Mars and Gemini to talk too fast. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay tuned for more videos breaking down Lilith through the signs. Once again, my name is Isabelle, and from my heart to yours, namaste.